Guys, it's Mike, Narcoleptic Customs. Tonight, episode 21 for Project Elsie. Over there on the side, you can't see it yet, but you'll have plenty of time to see it tonight. Tonight, we're going to build a shift linkage. Basically, I'll get a picture put up right now. Of all the parts that are needed. So basically, Dorman, shift bracket, $9, $8.59 or something like that from the from O'Reilly's here in Centerton, and then a tube that I had basically just laying around. So essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Let's get down here so you can see it. I'm going to cut this, extend it because it needs about 4 inches, and I'll take and I'll weld this. I'll weld it inside this rod. That way, it will it'll keep its strength, but it will also allow me to make it work. And then if I'm off just a little bit, Toyota built in a slide there on the back so I can adjust it from there. So doesn't have to be rocket science, but it needs to be pretty close. So let's get started. All right, so I have the bracket here in the vise, and essentially I want to use the Toyota rod. So I'll, instead of making a whole thing and making it to where it'll connect to that and have to worry with it, I'll use this with a bushing and a cotter pin. So I need to create a hole in this. So I grabbed a bit that was close to the same size. All right, so I basically drilled enough on the back here to where it would drop the little pin off. And that is just, I mean, it won't even go in there, so it's so tight. So I'm going to take this bit. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to jump up in the truck and we're going to see if it kind of works. All right, so do some super ugly tacks on it and jump under there and see if it works. All right, so I didn't like the way it was sitting, so I took it and flipped it upside down. Gives me plenty of clearance and everything like that. So this is what the direction we're gonna go. All right, so I've got the shifter rod done. I'll show you guys. I want to say thanks to Lenny at Razorback Hydraulics for making the power steering hose. We made it a little long, so we're gonna have to deal with it, but I'll essentially just mount it over like this, away from everything, and that way we'll be good. All right, so now we're working towards the fun part. It's trying to figure out what all of those wires from the last video actually go to. So if you didn't see the last video, these are the wires I'm referring to that somebody simply cut at the firewall. So we're going to get these figured out and use these 3 pieces of paper to hopefully figure out some of these that I need, you know, like fuel pump and the one that goes to the starter, all that kind of stuff, so I can start the wiring process. All right, guys, good news. I worked through a lot of these wires that are in this whole mess, and in the mess underneath the hood or underneath the dash. Okay, so here's what I got. So I'm starting on the wiring. Steven's still working on the trailer. We're about a week later. So I had found in the wiring diagram for the fuel pump, for the red with the green on it, and basically I went in here, if you can see it, I basically cleared the line a little bit here. But the good thing is, while doing that, found this wire had been just completely pulled apart inside the loom there. So big win there, because I can I can fix that wire, and won't be chasing a wire issue when we go to start it and it won't start. So anyway. All right, guys, quick update. I've started the wiring. You can see 2 wires running across there. Picked up a spool while I was out as well, but we also grabbed the front end for the Land Cruiser so I can start mocking up where everything's going to go. So my plan is to pull all of the radiator and everything out of the way tonight. That way I can go ahead and get it mounted up tomorrow. We also got the drive shaft back from NWA Drive Shaft. They basically shortened it up a little bit for us so it'd fit. All right, so like I said last night, basically going to get the radiator and the AC condenser moved out of here. The little battery tray that is completely rotted to junk. Going to get it pulled out, and these air conditioner lines. So I'll get started on that. We'll flip it to the here. Wow, I feel like we've done a ton in this video. Big step forward, got the front end sitting here. It is bolted down in 2 spots, but it's basically just sitting on the front here so I can start mocking up how the radiator will sit and what I'll need to trim. We started laying out where the controls are going to go on the fender here. I don't think I got any of that on video. Started figuring out, or the other day I figured out the fuel pump wire and have it routed, and now we'll need to bring it across. I'm going to grab the top part here today, as well as the good fender on the driver's side or passenger side with the inner fender. That way I can kind of start seeing how the wiring lays out on that side. And I'm going to go ahead and build a battery tray for this one, just because this one is so rotted. So you didn't get a good look at it, but this one here is absolutely rotted to pieces. So I've got a couple buddies with bead rollers, so I'll probably cut some of the stock I have and then have them bead roll just some strength in it. That way we can mount it and it look relatively the same as factory. Other than that, that's it for this episode. Subscribe to the channel for sure to keep up. I feel like we're over the hump on this one. We're getting down to stuff where we can get a lot closer to start it. Got the drive shaft back like I showed. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling, so I'll cut it now. Thanks for watching. Find us on Instagram at Narcoleptic. Thanks.